Hello, gorgeous ones. How are you all? Tuesday morning here. Dr. Lucy from Real Life Medicine, of course. Just coming in this morning at 8:07, so tiny bit late, but very excited about this week's topics, which we're really diving into the idea of doing things that can make you feel good that aren't actually food or alcohol. So we know that we are conditioned, absolutely conditioned in society to use food and alcohol for when we feel like we need a pick me up. In fact, the Italians have invented a dish that it literally translates to pick me up, tiramisu. That's what it means, pick me up. Good morning, gorgeous Liz and Barry. So what we're wanting to do is look at alternatives to the pick me up, remembering that the story in our head is going to be around food and alcohol, but that we can change that narrative whenever we like, because we are the boss of us. So you are the boss of you. You get to change the story in your head whenever you want. But the first step is obviously recognizing there's a story there, recognizing that that story is often on repeat, and then coming up with alternatives. Now, the initial pushback from your brain, because we do always have initial pushback. Whenever we're changing something, there is always going to be resistance. We have to be aware of that and we have to accept it. And the initial resistance is going to be from your brain, that's not going to be that fun, or that's not going to be as good. Okay, so yesterday we talked about the idea that if you're feeling a little low, or as I like to say, if you want to prevent feeling low, then you can use music and dancing. Feel good to make yourself feel better. So today, what can you do to make yourself feel better? So today we're looking at I'm looking out my window. It is a beautiful sunny morning, and I'm hoping it might stay that way in Melbourne, but looking at the weather forecast, I suspect not. However, the moment there is a bit of sunshine today, I'm going to zip out there and spend 10 minutes in it. And what I'm going to do is also notice how the sunshine feels. Now, again, this depends a little bit on your climate. So if you're, living in London at the moment where it's 36 degrees, you're not going to be going out in the middle of the day to bask in the sunshine, because that is going to be frying your skin. But in general, particularly early morning sunshine makes us feel good. Early morning sunshine, it absolutely changes your whole circadian rhythm and your whole melatonin cortisol system to make us feel good. But it's not just about sitting in the sunshine. While you're there, notice what's going on around you. Notice the feeling of the sun on your skin. Notice the smell of the air. Notice the color of the flowers. You know that old saying, stop and smell the roses, or it's the little things that make a difference. I know they're cliched, but they're cliched for a reason, because they work. Now, your brain might say, yeah, but that's not as good as a Kit Kat. Well, you know what, brain? Bugger off. You're not right. Okay? We're going to go on things that are actually good for us, good for our body, that make us feel good. Not stuff that is shit for our body might make us feel good in the moment, but in the long term is not actually caring for our body, actually long term causing harm. Oh, Kim's written that she goes to aqua aerobics every day, which makes her feel good. Absolutely. And some gorgeous person has written that they feel better by binge listening to the Real Life Medicine podcasts. Hooray. Speaking of podcasts, there is one out today, and it's me by myself just doing one of my unusual ranty, it's a bit of a ranty podcast. It's called 50 Shades of Sugar. That is the theme at the moment, sugar, and just talking a little bit more about the harms of sugar and some things that we can do about it, and the reason that we are manipulated by big companies into eating sugar is not so that they will make us feel good, it's for their profits. So I'm not going to be part of their profiteering. And Becca's written that her early morning Pilates makes her feel good. Absolutely. So exercise, and maybe I'll put that in tomorrow's tip. But this morning, yes, and Annette has written that she opens the curtains as soon as she wakes up and lets the sun shine in. It is really about bringing yourself back to that mindful moment of what you're doing and noticing it. And what that does is this little technique called savoring, and it makes a mental snapshot in your brain of linking that experience to feeling good. That's why we all love holidays, because we know that holidays make us feel good. So, what I want you to do this morning, if you can, get out there in some sunshine with maybe a cup of coffee, 10 minutes, notice how you feel. All right, my lovelies, I will see you tomorrow morning. If you haven't signed up for our 7-day no sugar program, please do. It's $7 for 7 days. Lots and lots of goodness. A beautiful way to work with us. If you haven't worked with us from Real Life Medicine, then this is a little entry point in. If you have, well, then it's a time for a reset. So, my loves, I will see you tomorrow morning. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye for now.